You could also do this the other way around. And sometimes depending on what's niggling you, you could fast for 3 days, right? But that generally, if you're at a point where you're overrun,
fasting is a bad idea in that case.
It's probably not the best idea.
Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna say, I want to say that was last fall. There was a point where I felt burnout, and you asked me when was the last time I had a refeed, and I think it had been a few weeks, maybe, or my refeed was something like, we just had mashed potatoes to my meal, my steak or something like that.
You were being very, very, very liberal or conservative.
Yeah. So you basically were like, you need a refeed, because I was like, I remember saying to you in the gym, like, I felt like I had no energy. I truly had hit burnout, and you're like, go get like a massive burger and a pound of French fries and just tear it up and see
what you feel like the next day.
And I felt amazing the next day because I re-energized myself. I actually gave myself calories that I needed. And in that particular burnout case, it got me past it because I got a meal in me that was like needed, like in a bad way.
It's the thing is, remember, when you're there's three phases, right? Or 3 phases you could be in, right? When you're feeding your body. The first phase is a calorie deficit. It means I'm eating less calories than my body needs on a daily basis. That's going to push my body to start pulling resources and calories from your body, which you hope is body fat, and you burn body fat. Yeah. Right. Now, also noting is if you've burnt quite a bit of body fat and you're under 10%, that can become counterintuitive because you'd be eating in a calorie deficit, but your body it doesn't have enough body fat to feed off on. So now that can lead to some burnout as well. So you've got to be careful of that process. Yeah. The middle process is maintenance. Yeah. I need 2,800 calories for a day, including my training. Yeah. I eat 2,800 calories. I don't pick up weight. I don't drop weight. I kind of just stay in the middle. That's good, but you can still burn out. Yeah. Right. It doesn't mean because you have the calories that's feeding the body that your body's going to be okay. And then you can have a excessive calorie diet. Right. An excessive calorie diet you usually apply when you want to pick up a little bit of mass and you eat more calories, knowing that you are going to pick up a little bit of body fat, but you're trying to push as much into your muscle as possible. Right. Now, all 3 of those phases are fine, but you can burn out in all 3. Oh yeah. Because even if you have excessive calories in your diet, but you are training yourself broken 6 or 7 days a week, your body can't absorb enough calories for what you're doing to it. Right. Right. And you may be able to maintain it for a period of time, but at some point it's going to catch up. And, Dorian Yates has a great saying, you hear people talk about training methods, okay? They'll say, I'm going to switch my training up every 6 weeks. Okay. Now, here's his take on it, and I agree with him. If you are switching your training every 6 weeks, you are never giving your body the consistency it needs to actually have the training work. Okay. You're not. Now, in our training is pretty much the same. Yeah. All that changes is the type of workouts we do, and the variations we do in those workouts change according to what we're dealing with. If you come to me and go, Jay, I'm dealing with a little bit of back pain, great. We're going to stay away from deadlifts. We're going to focus on these. It's the same routine. We're just adapting the routine in regards to reps, sets, type of exercises, so we can adapt around whatever we're dealing with at that time. Right. That has worked well for me for the last 30 years. Yeah. So I want to stay in that realm. Every now and then I might throw something in that kind of throws off the works, and that'll be a once-off. But basically you want to stay within that wheelhouse, right? And then you just want to add in. So, dynamic exercises.
What's that called? There's something called with that. That's it's a bodybuilding term. What is it called with the repetition of the workouts? There's a term. I can't think of it.
I can't think of it either now. But
sorry.
You're trying to stay within that wheelhouse because
progressive overload.
But progressive overload can happen even if you change your routine. Right? It's just within your routine that progressive overload, right, is consistent. Yeah. Now, yes, we do change certain things every now and then, right? I'll change the way we do certain workouts, but they're still within the same wheelhouse because that wheelhouse is proven over time to be more consistent. Right. So you want to keep that consistency, but within that consistency, you want to make changes according to where you are. So if you are suffering with burnout, so we will do phases where we'll go for about a 4-week period and we'll train heavy, right? Sets go down to 4 sets. Weights come down from 12 reps down to 6 reps. Progressively increase the weight until I fail at 6 reps, move on to next exercise, right? If I feel that we've hit a certain point, because there's a counterintuitive action to that, because that's great, but we're not spring chickens anymore. And at some point, you're going to have an effect on your joints. You're going to have an effect on your tendons. You're going to feel, ooh, as much as my muscle wants to push this, I feel like, if I keep doing this, I might tear something. And generally what happens if you do that too long, you're going to get hurt.
Yep.
The opposite of that then is then to do a higher intensity workout with higher reps. Aim for 25 reps, less rest, right? Pushing your cardiovascular system, very similar to head training. Great for you, but then also there's a point where that can become a little bit excessive as well.
But to me, I personally, I actually really fell in love with the 25 rep thing because of a few reasons. But I found that because you explained it to me when you introduced me to doing 25 rep sets. I'd always max whatever be 12 to 15 reps. So when we did 25, I was like, dang, that's a long way to go. Yeah. Now I'm used to it. I love it. But you basically said, well, if you pick a weight with 25 reps, you pick a weight that you have to do that many reps for, you're less likely to hurt yourself.
Yes.
So there's that. But then there's also the idea, think about it. If I can do if I can do 25 reps with a weight, imagine how strong I actually am.
Yeah.
And so as I'm building and I'm getting myself more and more strong and fit, and I'm doing 25 reps with weights that people are struggling to get 8 to 10 reps with.
Yes.
And I'm like, wow, look how much my strength has improved, because then we do the bigger, heavier weights, my strength has gone way up. 100%.
And you never have to test yourself. And I say this is because unless you're a power lifter and you're going for a competition, right? Mm-hmm. A PR, the traditional sense being a PR, is the heaviest weight you can do for 1 rep.
Yeah.
Is a young man's game, right? It's also a stupid game. Okay. Unless you are literally training for that in order to go compete, and that's the sport you do. If that's your sport, I get it. Yeah. If that's not your sport, there is no benefit to it.
Right.
Because you exponentially increase your chances of injury, right, by 90% the minute you start adding weights to try and get that 1 rep max.
Right.
So now my take on this is, right, so my max bench press at my absolute level was about 600 pounds.
Wow.
Right. Now, great, I could do 600 pounds. Will I do 600 pounds today? I probably have the capability of pushing it, but I'm guaranteed if I do, I'm going to tear my pec again, and I'm probably going to. It's not worth what I want to do, because I want longevity.
Yeah.
So now my brain says to me is, okay, great. What is the combine record for bench press? I think it's if I'm not mistaken, I think it's about 44 reps, somewhere around there, right? I think it was broken recently, but let's call it 50 reps on an average. Okay. If I can get more than 35 reps with 225 pounds, now listen to what I'm saying. If I can get more than 30 reps with 225 pounds, that puts me in the same basis of NFL players within the top 15%. How strong am I? That's pretty fucking strong.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how you should look at it. It's not always about how much weight you can pick up. We have this egotistical sense as men. It's like, how much do you bench? Who gives a shit?
Doesn't matter, yeah.
I don't care how much you bench.
I was asked that recently.
Right, so if someone's asked me that as well, my capability is high, but I'm never going to test it because I have nothing to prove.